Black owned, even better. It's out of Chicago. Shout out to Chicago. That's where my mama's from. Zern fragrances, blues.
With this whole Jackie, Aina, and Painted by Esther situation. Like, Jackie, are you a little jealous? Are you? Because he was kind of hating on the fact that Painted by Esther was getting so much notoriety for a technique that, from what I'm seeing, has been around, and I don't think Esther ever denied, but you also cannot deny the fact that she repopularized this technique and exposed it to a new audience. Like, that's what the girls are saying. Like, we're not saying she invented the technique, but to act like she did not popularize this technique right now in present time is crazy. And the fact that Jackie can't just straight up say that, and she made a video about herself in Juvia's place, like, yeah, bitch, it's giving hater just a little bit. Nobody defended me when it was me in Juvia's place. Like, Esther didn't come up with that technique. Like, that's been around. It's clear Jackie doesn't believe that Esther deserves to be defended, and that's why she didn't defend her. And anytime someone can not defend you when it is clear you are being wronged, is because, like, they're jealous.
No, sister, I'm not.
Jackie Aina is too big to be the influencer that you want her to be. I do think she's becoming a part of the problem of what's making people so exhausted of influencer marketing. I think she picks her battles also very strategically. I think she was so quick to jump at calling out James Charles for the way that he trashed that Spirit Airlines colleague, because of the fact that that is very much on brand for her. And as well as that, nobody likes James Charles. So her calling him out was kind of like her joining in on the dog pile. Whereas her like coming down to, you know, the people's level and talking about the fact that Patrick Tar is very much trying to capitalize off something that has been popularized by somebody that he has referenced many times in videos and content, and then not giving any shout out to her when it's time. That, I'm sure if we go through Jackie Aina's videos, Patrick Tar and her do a lot of things together.
Do this. She does not need to talk to brands about inclusivity. Wearing the foundations, a wide and inclusive shade range does not benefit Jackie, because then brands will create a custom shade for her because they want her name to bring in the black audience. So how can you sit there with your purse your crusty lips to say someone's going through a midlife crisis when they're in the prime of their life? That look like me with so much hate for a person that looks like Jackie Aina. She has brought in so much and done so much for the black community, and instead of us appreciating her, what do? Shade and insult her. I don't understand. I don't get it. I think a lot of you have a lot of self-hatred and jealousy, and you don't want to admit it. So you instead just come up with this asinine argument that you have that you don't. It's not even a good argument, mind you. Someone sets a boundary and you say it's a damn it. So is cis. But a few months ago, black creators did not want to be called cis by non-black creators, non-black women in general. So I don't understand. It's a term of endearment. She's African. She understands what auntie means. I'm Zimbabwean. I used to call my cousin auntie all the time because she was older than me. I didn't know at the time that we were cousins. I thought she was older. Sorry about that. But it's like, her child is the same age as me. I thought she was my auntie. But it's like, I don't think it's a problem for her to say I don't want to be called auntie anymore. She's been saying this for years. It's just that you guys don't listen. And it's like, if someone wants to be called, it doesn't even, like, the thing is, it doesn't even matter if Jackie's name was auntie and she doesn't want to be called that. Just respect someone's boundaries is the point. You want someone to respect your boundaries, but you want to disrespect someone's boundaries because you feel like, as Jackie as a creator, you feel like she owes you. You feel like you have onus over her life and over her body, over everything that she does. And she should be very humble and grateful to even be in the same space as some of these other people. It's the same thing, the same discourse you have about Taraji P. Henson. Just be grateful that you're even there. I don't understand it, especially coming from black women. I don't get it. Maybe you just want to be acknowledged by her or blocked by her so you can come and say something stupid like nosy. It's annoying. I can't stand it. I've seen Jackie and Aina do something personally for me as someone. She does not benefit from someone as small as I am. I am a micro of micro influencers. Worse, on my Instagram, I am the microest of micro influencers. This girl takes time to build up so many people in private. With your page, the girl I'm stitching, and Nosy and anyone else that's talking about Jackie, and what have you done for anyone else? Don't worry, I'll wait.
So Jackie Aina is going through what seems to be somewhat of a midlife crisis.
Did a whole rant and it didn't record, so I'm going to try this for the last time. I'm over it. I've been a Jackie Aina fan for over 10 years, so my opinion is going to be biased. Don't get in my comment section and talk nonsense, because you know what I always say, you get blocked. I will block you for free. And that's what Jackie Aina does. She blocks a lot of you, and then you go on here and say, Jackie Aina, Auntie Jackie Aina blocked me. Because you're disrespecting her boundaries. Someone saying that I don't want to be called auntie anymore, and you saying it's a midlife crisis. Have you seen her engagement ring? None of us have seen her house, but we all know it's big. And you know that her car has a logo on it. What does our car have? Scratches. Our cars have scratches. She has a logo on her car, a custom-made logo. She's living in the prime of her life. She just released a fragrance in Australia. Technically, it was yesterday, but to America, it's probably today, right? Understand why a lot of you feel like you own someone's success. You feel like Jackie should be more humble because you are part of the reason she's successful. You're not, because God blesses who he wants to bless, and he can do the same for you, but you're full of hatred and nastiness. And he could do the same for you, but what do you decide to do? Hate. Because she's a popular thing right now. Everyone's jumping on the Jackie Aina hate train because her name is a brand. So you're jumping on purely because you want your name mentioned too. It's not how it works. That's not how it works. I've seen her open the doors for so many creators who would have never gotten an opportunity to even be acknowledged by some of these brands. She brings them in.
It's like I've watched so many Jackie Aina videos. The amount of blushes that she has, there's no world where she genuinely feels like, oh my gosh, this is revolutionizing makeup. We've been needing this for so long. If anybody genuinely thinks that we've been needing this for so long, why don't we have, for people that are literally promoting 100 products a week, it's like, come on, let's wake up. I think the reason why people are so disappointed is Jackie Aina has literally built her career of calling people out, especially people that haven't given people within the black community the flowers that they deserve. That is literally her whole career, bar being a luxury fashion makeup artist that has many times, been like, yeah, I am detached from where you guys are. Please never assume that I'm trying to make myself seem palatable or seem digestible. This is the life that I live, and people aspire to live this life. I've worked hard for this life. I'm not now going to apologize for my level of privilege. I think that once again she's showcasing to us that level of privilege. She has brands that she works with. She has friendships and partnerships that she needs to keep up, and I do think that maybe Jackie is at a place now where going, oh my god, you need to try this blush that is literally doing exactly what every other blush does on the market, quick, is more important than her going, actually no, people aren't giving Painted by Esther the flowers that she deserves. Knowing that she's blocking comments, or I feel like when you're at that level of big, I feel like blocking comments is genuinely crazy. Like, you don't have to reply. I think that's what's so funny, is that people don't realize they're showing the level of defensiveness they're feeling by blocking comments. For you to be blocking people basically being like, hey, your whole career kind of started off with you making sure black women are getting the support they deserve, and then now you're promoting this product, Christopher Columbusing fucking blush placement, and then when people are going, okay, give PBE a little shout out, it's like, PBE, what do you need me guys to lead you? It's just like I said, I think love Jackie Aina. This doesn't now mean that I hate Jackie Aina. She is forever my blueprint. But that doesn't mean that I can not call something out when it needs to be called out. I hope I don't get blocked though. I'm sure if we go through Jackie Aina's videos, Patrick Tar and her do a lot of things together. It's like I've watched so many Jackie Aina.
So Jackie Aina said being pro-black isn't automatically profitable. And to be honest, while she's wrong, she's right. Are you understanding that? I'm Charmaine. I break down. Let's get into it. Jackie said being pro-black isn't automatically profitable. And historically, for a lot of people, it's actually been quite expensive, right? Black tax, the weight of carrying the community on your back, the cost of speaking up when silence would probably have got you paid quicker. But being pro-black was never supposed to be a business model. It was supposed to be a value system. And I think we need to be really careful about mixing those two up. So the internet's currently debating whether Jackie changed after wealth, marriage and success. I don't know her personally, so I'm not interested in that, and I'm not invested in judging it. But what I am interested in is economics, because every creator eventually learns the same lesson. Your audience is your economic moat. The people who watch you, defend you, share your content, buy your products and give you cultural relevance are often worth more than any sponsorship deal. When an audience feels appreciated, they'll move mountains for you. And if they feel dismissed, then they'll move on. It's not about a black thing. It's about who you build your audience on. It's about how you acquired your customers, your audience, your market. That is a business thing. And we just saw it happen in real life with Painted by Esther. Thousands of black women rallied behind her, amplified her work, and then her MAC partnership dropped right in the middle of that conversation. I'm not saying that the backlash created the deal, but the timing definitely showed the power of attention. Do you know what that is? Economic power. So I said it in my last video, right? Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred. Stop spending all your energy debating and start practicing what support really looks like. If black women used our attention, and our time to get behind the creators, the brands, the businesses that we generally believe in, then that's where the real power sits. That's how we target our outrage properly, by transferring attention and visibility to wealth with the people who actually represent us. And this is the expensive lesson for Jackie too. She has reportedly built a multi-million-dollar beauty and lifestyle brand with creator income estimates ranging from thousands per sponsored post to a wider net worth over a few million, right? But there's one thing every creator learns eventually. Your audience doesn't owe you loyalty. They choose it. Anyway, let's talk in the comment section. What are your thoughts?
Alright, so boom, y'all. After doing a little bit of digging about the Jackie, Aina, Patrick, Ty, and Painted by Esther, thingy majig going on, let's sit over here and talk about it. So everybody's on Jackie Aina's head right now because they feel like she's a sellout and not holding her friend. Well, I think that's her friend, I'm not too sure. But holding him accountable for sitting over here and, basically ripping off of a black woman's technique. Jackie Aina is not in support of anyone that supports Juvia's place. So if she sees that you support Juvia's place, she's not going to support you anything. You could be either white or black. She's not going to care. And then I remember vividly, Jackie Aina replied to that comment and basically said, finally, someone with a brain. So boom, which leads me to my question, right? Jackie Aina. It's granted, Juvia's place, they sat over here and they disrespected you. They sat over here and, basically degraded you down. You feel me? But even I didn't know that. There's a lot of people in this world that's coming out right now before you even made that video did not know that even you or plenty other creators had a problem with Juvia's place. I mean, I never purchased from them, so I don't really care too much about them. But we never knew that. Because you sit down and think for a second to be like, all right, what if Painted by Esther didn't know about this situation? Because a lot of people did not know. Let's really talk about it. Everybody's saying there was a big situation, this, that, and the third. A lot of people did not know. But coming to find out, when I did more digging, it was tied to her and Jeffree Star's situation as well, too. When he came out, said disgusting things about her. So that intertwined. So now digging deeper, all right, we know the full situation. But again, a lot of people did not know Jackie. Then in Jackie's video, she talked about y'all over here holding me to a standard. And somebody commented, said, no, baby, we holding you to your standard. Which is true. Jackie, we holding you to your standard, boo. We didn't ask you to come into this business, sit over here and be a black creator advocate for black women and men and, pro-black. We didn't ask that. You put yourself in that position, boo. You could have came on, did your makeup, and went about your business. We holding you to your standards. So what you mad for? And don't get me wrong, I love Jackie down, but I found it really distasteful after... You feel me? You just seen the situation that happened with Painted by Esther and Patrick Ty, and you still decided to sit over and show off his product. I mean, hey, listen, to each his own. I mean, that's your man. You cool with him, whatever the center. All right, go ahead, so forth. But you don't find that to be weird? Painted by Esther ain't do nothing to you. I'm pretty sure she probably didn't even know that you had a problem with Juvia's place. A lot of us did not know you had a problem with Juvia's place. So it's like, I felt like you just threw that situation out there personally to just be like, okay, this is my reason. And you feel me? And I have my reason. I mean, that's Juvia's place problem. What does that have to do with Painted by Esther, your own black sister in a community that's already saturated with a lot of white motherfuckers that don't even want to see black people like you shine for real, for real? Like, stand with one another. Why stand separate? Like, I just feel like that was weird on Jackie's part. I'm going to be real honest. And Patrick Ty, go to hell.
If as a woman, the worst sin that you can commit is being unlikable, I would argue that as a celebrity, the worst sin that you can commit is refusing to accept the fact that you're unlikable, not being able to make peace with the fact that you are not likable. I think a downfall of many celebrities and why we see them crash out and kind of make sloppy mistakes in terms of PR, it is that they cannot accept any kind of criticism, right? Like the minute the conversation turns even a little bit negative about them, they kind of start panicking because that's not okay. Everyone has to like them. Everyone has to love them. I'm seeing a few examples of that this week. Like, for example, Kevin Hart doing that Breakfast Club interview, right? It's like, you didn't have to go on a PR interview about it. Everyone made up their mind about you. They made a choice about who you are as a person and decided they were going to stand on it. And you could have just left it alone and let it die. But instead, you went to the Breakfast Club to essentially make excuses for your behavior, to be like, I don't understand why everyone's upset with me. It wasn't that big of a deal. It's a roast. It's what people do at a roast. So it's like, again, if it's a roast and it's what people do at the roast and you didn't see any problem with it, why the fuck are you doing press trying to justify it? Because you cannot accept the way that people view you, that people view you as a coon, and you cannot make peace with that. No, you're not. People are not allowed to talk about me that way. People are not allowed to think of me that way. You want to control narrative and how you're viewed by people. You cannot be both a sellout and then still want to be someone who people like and people root for. That's not how it works. You chose the money, right? Well, you got the money. In exchange for the money, the general public kind of hates you. That was the price that you paid. Jackie Aina, right? I think. If not, I'm sorry. But her, Jackie, the makeup lady that we're talking about. She, to me, is the most glaring example of this. Went into this line of work being an influencer, right? Because that's what she is, a professional influencer. She might be an influencer at the highest level, but she is still just an influencer. And so much about that is about being likable to the public, right? It's about selling yourself to the public. And I have watched her for years understand that that is her job, but then the same breath still kind of be like, no, right? Like your job is to sell yourself to the public, right? And then be upset when people are curious about you, are curious about your certain aspects of your life, right? Like if your entire brand has been your name and overnight you change your name, you feel like it's so disrespectful for people to notice that you changed your name and then kind of question, even though that was part of your brand, but you felt like people were being disrespectful and people weren't respecting your boundaries. Because how dare people ask you if you got married? People were calling you auntie and that pissed you off because you felt like it was disrespectful and it was a little, people were acting a little bit too familiar and they don't know you in real life and they shouldn't feel this comfortable. Okay, that's fine. That's your boundary as well. But it's like you continue to create this distance between you and the regular person, right? Because you want to have the exclusivity of a celebrity, right? Of the celebrity who gets to like hide aspects of your life, who gets to set these strict boundaries. People shouldn't feel comfortable talking to me or about me because I'm not one of you guys. You are not my peers. But then in the same breath turned around and were beefing with regular people, right? Because those influencers she was beefing with for the most part are kind of just regular people. And you were going to war with them, making it seem like their comments and their actions bothered you so much. And how dare they speak so negatively about you like they're your fucking neighbors. You can't be both above everyone and better than everyone, but still in the same breath be given the same respect as a peer. Like you cannot have both. It doesn't work. And in a situation now, I'm like watching her and watching the critique that people are giving her. And instead of handling the critique, instead she's going back and forth for her comment section, being a smartass and going back and forth and arguing with people. And then my question is like, are you a celebrity or not? Because a real celebrity wouldn't be on the internet arguing with people. So which one is it? Are you our peer or not? And this entire situation could be resolved. If she did this shady shit that she did with the Patrick guy simply because she doesn't like Painted by Esther, that's fine. She doesn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to like Painted by Esther. You and her don't have to be besties. You're allowed to dislike her. And if you did the shady shit because you simply dislike her, that's perfectly fine. But then why didn't you just stand on it? Because you cannot deal with the idea of being disliked. You cannot make peace with the idea that some people just don't like you and that's okay. Like people are allowed to see your personality and be like, nope, not for me. No, you can't allow that. You can't make peace with that. Instead, it has to turn into the fact that people don't like you because they're hateful, because they're nasty, because they enjoy participating in certain isms. But you can participate in kind of nasty behavior and it's okay because it's your platform and you can do whatever you want and no one's going to check you. Like you can behave kind of nasty towards people and it's perfectly fine. It's okay because it's your platform and you're allowed to curate your experience on the internet and you can block whoever you want. Who gives a fuck? But if anyone behaves that way towards you, it's because they're bigots. Oh. Like this isn't just special to Jackie and to Kevin Hart though. We see it all the time. I talk about it all the time with like the way that people's PR people move, right? With like Olivia Rodrigo just recently did it with the whole backlash about the baby doll, right? Sabrina Carpenter's people did it with the whole man's best friend. It's like you can't make your platform about being edgy and controversial and I don't give a fuck. But then when the backlash comes in, when people are like, actually we don't like that. Now all of a sudden there's a million and one excuses and people are not allowed to say that to you. Everyone wants to be edgy and controversial until the critique comes in. Then it's you're not allowed to critique us. You're actually not allowed to say negative things about us. No, that's not okay. If the point in comedy, according to you, is to try and provoke a reaction out of people, how come when you get that reaction out of people, all of a sudden it's whoa, whoa, whoa. You're not allowed to react to the provocation though. That's not okay. If your point in picking a controversial album cover is to start a conversation and that when that conversation comes in, it happens to be negative towards you, it's like, no. You guys are not allowed to say that. No. It was supposed to start a conversation, but not like that. I can't handle it. If the point in wearing the baby doll dresses was to be edgy, right? Was to be satirical. Satire is supposed to start a conversation. And then when the conversation started, all of a sudden it was backtracking. It's just a dress. It means nothing. It's just a dress. If the point in choosing to side with the Patrick guy was because you didn't like Painted by Esther, you were essentially trying to shade her, right? And you did it to be funny. And then when people react to that being like, hey, you're being shady, you're not allowed to now hide your hand and be like, I don't owe you guys an explanation. No. As someone, I'm speaking from my personal experience, as someone who is a bitch and is very unlikable, people hate me. Guess what? I freed myself the day I made peace with the fact that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Some people are going to hate me. And it's like, all right, well, okay, well, the world keeps spinning. But there is nothing more pathetic than begging people to like you.
Let's keep it real about this Jackie Aina thing. Y'all used to just worship her, you know? I don't know why. Maybe because she's been in the game for a long time. Right? And you guys don't know that people are just human. Okay? They're not what you show them. All the rich stuff, they're not those things. They're who they are inside and who they haven't healed. Okay? Jackie Aina has always been weird and rude, okay, when it comes to everyone else out there because she's insecure inside, okay? She's still that little girl that didn't get love, wasn't called pretty, this and that. And she takes it out on everybody else whenever they trigger her, okay? And Esther triggered her because Esther came up with something that Jackie did not. And what Jackie chose to do with Patrick Ta, okay? Acting like Patrick Ta came up with this placement and technique of the blush. It's like, oh my God, it's textbook like jealousy and just insecurity that she did not recognize Esther for this. It's crazy. I did not watch all the things that you guys are talking about, but I already know whenever I see Jackie Aina pop up on my page, and I look at how she acts, that like she acts like no one else is rich. She acts like no one else has like lotion or a bag or can go to like, you know, a nice dinner with their friends or can get married. She really acts like all you girls are lower than her out there. I've blocked her a long time ago. She doesn't have to block me. Y'all need to see people for who they really are. For real. And Leos, I'm going to bring y'all into this. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Jackie Aina, J-Lo. Is it like only the Leos that come from like nothing, like a poor background, that act like crazy? Like, I don't know, like you're the king of and queen of the world. Like no one could step on the sidewalk you're about to step on. Like what is up with y'all? Because you really need to do better. Jackie's a Leo and I could tell because the way she acts is crazy. She can hang out with J-Lo. But I just wanted to let you guys know, Leos, please talk to your girl.
For us as consumers, this is macro. But for the people involved in this is micro, meaning it's very person to person. If you don't know the whole Jackie Aina makeup Shayla beef, I don't think you'll understand why Jackie kind of just removed herself as being like the main rah-rah power to the people person. She's not perfect. Please don't think that's what I'm saying. And I think she likes to control narratives to the point where she can't just like participate in a conversation she didn't start. Does that make sense? Like this one, like you posted a Patrick Ta video in the midst of all of that's happening. And let's take her word for it that she didn't know what was going on. But that doesn't take away the fact that you posted in the midst of all of this. And so the backlash you're receiving is due to that. Now she's like, I didn't start the conversation. Why am I in it? Why do I have to be the one? And it's a situation of like, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Because she positioned herself in a space that now it's a responsibility she no longer wants. But going back, I'm full stream of what do you even call it? I'm just talking right now. Stream of consciousness. I was reminded of it because I did a Notion page for people on Threads about what happened with Juvia's place and Jackie. And people absolved that Juvia's place to just be about Jackie and maybe Alyssa. And it wasn't just Jackie and Alyssa. And I remember because I had to recall the facts. It was Jackie, it was Alyssa, it was Naima Tang. It was like 5 or 6 different creators that Juvia's place was doing this with. And Alyssa was the one who really just went off after Jackie said something and was like, you don't care about building relationships with Black creators who have also paid out of pocket. You only care about white creators. Chi did not really respond to any of them. She only really responded to Jackie, and it was like came out of left field about you was sleeping with this man and da-da-da-da. And it was like, okay, what does that have to do with what is being talked about right now? I'm saying this all to say that it's never fun being an advocate and feeling like you care about something more than your peers who are also like supposed to care as much as you. Yeah. If y'all want, I could do like a whole video on the Notion page that I created so we can go through it together, because it's very clear of what happened. And I feel like there's even narratives about like, here's what happened with Jackie in Juvia's place. And it's not scratching my itch because I have ADD, but I also have a strong allegiance to like facts. And I feel like people are just glossing over facts because they just want to pile up on Jackie, because they've been wanting to pile up on Jackie, warranted or unwarranted. But we have to make facts facts. You can have your own personal opinion about her. I'm not caping for it. I'm saying you have to, like, facts are facts, and you have your personal opinion from there, if that makes sense. So, I do not support Patrick Ta. He literally took that girl's whole flow. And I know, she didn't create it. Well, you only know about it because of her. Exactly. 2, haven't supported Juvia's place and won't be supporting Juvia's place. It's not even about Jackie as much as it's about principle. 3, Jackie is very complicated. And that's all I have to say.
Before I wash my face, because VT Cosmetics sent me a package. We love you, VT Cosmetics. Exactly this. This is what I mean. It's a systematic issue because he can hide while we're in Discord. Proximity. Some Black people understand this and know this and would rather do this instead of the latter. I also agree. But does that mean she has to? Does that mean she will? Does that mean anyone will? It doesn't, unfortunately. But it's true. Would it be nice? Would it be nice for her to say that? Yes. But would that be based in character and morality? Yes. Does that mean she has a bad character or morality? No. You see? We're humans. We're complex beings. Therefore, everyone's going to choose what they would rather do, even if it's not morally standing in the eyes of others. 2 things can be true. Exactly. No comment. What did you think about this comment? Because, yikes. Thoughts on this? Because honestly, is Jackie the problem here, or is the systematic world that we live in the actual issue? Is it Patrick Ta, or is it the construct of the comfort that allows people to do this? Exactly. Yeah. And again, based in character and morality. Because at the end of the day, depending on who you are, yes, you can come with this energy, or you could say, you know what, I didn't love what happened to me, but I'm still going to stand up for what I know is right, even though nothing of me is really gaining that much from it, and I wish things were different in the past. Do you see what I mean by that? Hopefully you get what I mean by that. Again, no shade, no tea.
She brings them in. And instead of you being grateful for a person who does not need to do this, she does not need to talk to brands about inclusivity.